During the Dine with Shamu show at SeaWorld in Florida, guests were enjoying their lunch while watching trainer Don Brancho interact with the star of the show, Tilikum, the largest orca at SeaWorld. But this lovely afternoon was about to take a dark turn.
To this day, you haven't been able to get the images out of your mind about what happened that day.
Correct.
Can you take us back to what you actually witnessed at the park?
I showed up at the pools where Tilikum had taken Dawn into, and it was very chaotic.
Dawn was at the edge of the pool rubbing Tilikum's head as part of her end-of-show routine. What happened next is remembered differently by witnesses. Some say Tilikum grabbed her by her ponytail. Others claim it was her arm or shoulder. Whichever it was, in a split second, Dawn was gone. The massive mammal had pulled her into the pool. The audience watched in horror, unable to comprehend the tragedy unfolding before their eyes. What followed was a terrifying scene as Tilikum violently attacked Dawn, holding her underwater for 45 agonizing minutes. What made Tilikum snap? Why did the whale hold on to Dawn's body for so long? And what happened to the footage of the attack? Well, to understand the tragic events of that day, let's take a step back and look at the life and career of Dawn Brancho. Dawn's love for marine animals began at an early age. During a family vacation to Orlando, she got her heart set on becoming a Shamu trainer. She pursued her dream with passion, eventually joining SeaWorld and working with orcas for 15 years. Dawn was dedicated to her job, maintaining incredible physical fitness to handle the demanding work with orcas. She ran marathons, cycled, and lifted weights to stay in top shape. Her hard work and charisma made her the face of the Shamu show, bringing in millions of dollars for SeaWorld. And despite her love for the job, Dawn was also well aware of the dangers. She often acknowledged the risks involved in working with killer whales. And the risks were real. There have been more than 40 documented safety incidents involving trainers and orcas at SeaWorld and other parks. So it should be no surprise that this wasn't Tilikum's first offense. Dawn was actually his third victim. Tilikum's story is one of tragedy and neglect. At just 2 years old, he was taken from his mother in the wild Icelandic waters and sent to a park called Sealand of the Pacific in Victoria, Canada. His name, Tilikum, means friend in Chinook, but his life was anything but friendly. At Sealand, Tilikum faced harsh and inhumane conditions. Food was often withheld as a training technique, and he was regularly targeted and bitten by 2 alpha female orcas with whom he shared a tank. Performing 8 shows a day, 7 days a week, took a toll on him. Animal experts had long warned that Tilikum's aggressive tendencies, exacerbated by years of abuse and stress, made him a ticking time bomb. And on top of all that, Tilikum was a transient whale, a type known for their aggressive hunting behavior. Transient orcas are stealthy and ambush their targets, primarily marine mammals. After years of this relentless performance schedule, Tilikum was about to have his first taste of blood. The orca's aggression first turned deadly in 1991 with the death of Kelty Byrne. She was a 21-year-old marine biology student who was working at Sealand when she slipped and fell into the pool. She tried to come up for air, but Tilikum dragged her to the bottom of the pool twice, where he and other orcas bit her and held her until she drowned. According to some witnesses, Tilikum grabbed Kelty while the other 2 orcas prevented the park's staff from helping her. This shocking incident led to the closure of Sealand a few months later. Tilikum was transferred to SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida in 1992. 7 years later, the killer whale would claim his second victim.
Sheriff deputies have identified the 27-year-old man found dead in a killer whale's tank at SeaWorld. The victim is Daniel P. Dukes from South Carolina.
On January 6, 1999, Daniel Dukes, a homeless man, managed to sneak into SeaWorld at night and enter Tillicum's pool. The next morning, Dukes' body was found draped over Tillicum's back. His body was severely mutilated, though SeaWorld claimed he had drowned. The incident raised serious questions about the safety and ethics of keeping such powerful and intelligent animals in captivity. Animal rights activists pointed to the conditions Tillicum was kept in as a major factor in his aggression. Trainers often allowed other whales to attack Tillicum until he bled, and he was kept in isolation for long periods of time. Marine mammal trainer Rick O'Barry suggested that Tillicum's violent behavior was a result of extreme boredom and frustration, comparing his captivity to a human living in a bathroom their whole life. And this brings us back to Don Brancho, who always treated animals with love and respect. Despite Tillicum's troubled history, Don Brancho formed a strong bond with him. Some trainers believed that Tillicum loved Don, making the attack on her even more shocking. On that fateful day in February 2010, Don's routine interaction with Tillicum turned deadly. After pulling her into the water, Tillicum thrashed her around, causing severe injuries. No one knows for sure why Tillicum hung on to Don's body for so long underwater. As incredibly intelligent animals, orcas are very deliberate with their actions. Some people believe it was a desperate attempt to fight back. It might have been all the roughhousing, the constant demands of performing, or maybe the compounded years of abuse that finally caused the whale to snap. An autopsy revealed that Dawn died from drowning and blunt force trauma.
She suffered broken ribs, a broken sternum, dislocated elbow and knee, and abrasions on her upper back. The death of Dawn Brancho is the result of drowning and traumatic injuries.
Initially, SeaWorld claimed that Dawn had fallen into the pool and it was her fault for having a ponytail near Tillicum. But former trainers and witnesses disagreed.
And I got more infuriated when I came home and saw the spokesperson for SeaWorld saying she slipped and fell into the tank, which was not what happened at all.
When Dawn was killed, investigators and OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, got SeaWorld's video footage and photos of the incident. News organizations wanted access to the records, but Dawn's family insisted that they be kept private out of respect. In the aftermath of Dawn's passing, SeaWorld implemented significant changes. The incident raised serious questions about the safety protocols at SeaWorld and the ethics of keeping orcas in captivity. They banned trainers from entering the water with orcas, aiming to prevent future tragedies. OSHA discovered this wasn't an isolated case. In the 2 decades before Dawn's death, SeaWorld had documented 100 instances of aggression or precursors to aggression, with 12 of the incidents resulting in trainer injuries or death. Dawn's death and Tillicum's story became the focal points of the documentary Blackfish, which exposed the dark side of SeaWorld and the captivity of orcas. The film had a profound impact, leading to a significant drop in SeaWorld's attendance and revenue.
Boycott SeaWorld!
Public outrage grew and several music artists canceled their performances at SeaWorld in protest. In 2016, SeaWorld announced that they were ending their killer whale breeding program and said that the orcas in their care will be the final generation at the park.
We interact with them day in, day out. We're working together and having a lot of fun as well.
The tragic death of Dawn Brancho raised important questions about the ethics of keeping intelligent sentient beings like orcas in captivity. While Tillicum's actions were shocking, they were also a symptom of a much larger problem. Relationships between humans and wild animals will always be dangerous. And some people, like the crocodile hunter, push their luck to the limit until one day it's all over. Discover the facts surrounding the stingray sting that ended Steve Irwin's life right here on How to Survive.